Yeah. No, it's like a 19, 18. Nice one. It's a good spot. Man, that's a good one. Yeah, it's like a 17. That's a good fish. I came up and ate it. Thought it was gonna be a really good one.
Yeah, it's almost time, isn't it?
We got like 1 minute, right?
Well, good luck today, sir.
Good luck to you as well. Alright guys, welcome back. We are here on Lake Don Pedro for the Yak-A-Bass event. Ran up to the spot where we caught some fish on practice. Caught them pretty good. So I figured I'd run back here. It was about an hour run for me. So that was 30 minutes of no time fishing. Kind of wanted to get away from the crowd. But we're gonna work this point and cove and hopefully we run into a few. Man, this thing, in practice, we got on a bite that fish were chasing bait pretty good, but the thing about fish that are on bait, they're not there all the time, so it's a big gamble. You can only hope that they were biting. If they're not, man, you're so screwed. Let's hope that's not the case for us today. We went to cove, an hour run, they're not home. It's gonna be rough to figure it out after that, you know. keeper, but we need some bigger ones. Alright guys, we need to commit to that top water. Try to get a limit doing that. Hopefully get some better quality size fish. I don't know how everybody else is doing, but man, it's pretty tough, you know? Sucks that the first spot started in the morning. There's bait in there, but only small ones in there. But now with the wind blowing a little bit, hopefully that helps the top water bite. I had to change up to something that isn't a single knock, and starting getting bites, and they started committing, so we might stick with that one for the rest of the day. Seems like they don't want the high pitch today. Number 3. Nope. You? Got one keeper? Dude. Back in 49er, there was so much bait. But all the fish chasing were like 10 to 12 inches. This should be my fourth one. I know. It's about 19, maybe 20.
That's a good one.
Yeah. 20 inches. Finally a good fish today. 20 inches. Man, a few of those keepers I caught this morning, kind of wish I didn't throw them back. You know, with our practice, I thought that like getting a limit wasn't going to be so hard. So I ended up just tossing those fish back. Because, you know, they were busting, so I was trying to get a bigger fish, but I didn't realize how tough the bite was going to be. Man, hopefully it doesn't come back and screw me, because I just need one more for a limit. Alright, there's a bedfish. Alright. Right in the mouth. As you can see. Yeah, right in the mouth. Number 5. I actually seen this fish during practice, but she wasn't on a bed. But today there was a little bed, and she was just sitting on it. Good fish. Alright guys, number 5, 17 inches. Oh, it came off. Come on, where's the big ones at? Saw them earlier. earlier they're thick. Small ones, so man, the other one earlier was big. That's a good fish right there. Oh gosh, I'm catching the little ones. The big ones are just jumping right off. It's gonna cold off. Wow, we don't got much time. We'll be late. We have about an hour, 45-minute run back. Alright guys, good call, 14-inch. Good one. Oh, it's a small. That's a good fish right there. Oh no! That's a small one. And a quarter. Gosh, those are good ones. Another call. Alright guys, 13 3/4. that's a good one. Oh, that was another good one right behind the tree. Last minute calls. Alright guys, that's a good call right there. Oh gosh. Alright, we gotta get out of here, guys. Get back in time. We got about an hour, 30-minute run, maybe even more than that. So we gotta try to make it back. We got a small limit with a big fish. Ah, that kind of sucks. Kind of stumble on these fish last minute. It is what it is, you know. Seen a lot of fish chasing my bait. Just wouldn't commit, you know. Alright guys, we made it back to the boat ramp with 1 minute to spare. Whew. Sixth place. Alright guys, that is gonna be a wrap for Lake Don Pedro. You know, kind of recap of the weekend. We had one day of practice, which was Thursday, and the tournament was on Saturday. Practice day was really good for us. It didn't matter where we went. We caught fish on top water, and it was just fun all day. The fish that we were targeting were around bait, so I kind of knew if those fish were not there, you know, we're just kind of out of luck, and we just had to keep running around and search for them. On Friday, there was a storm that rolled in, so it dropped the water temp a bit. That might have killed the bite for us on Saturday, because Saturday we went to an area where we caught a lot of fish. There's still some balls of bait in there, but the fish that were pushing the ball of bait were a lot more smaller, your 8 to about 12 inches and stuff like that. And that's kind of where we messed up, because we saw bait in the back of that creek, and we were kind of hoping that bigger fish would pull in and start feeding on them as the day progressed. But we invested too much time there, and we should have ran around a lot sooner. But we went to check some areas where we had caught fish on practice day, but you know, they're still around. They just weren't really eating. They'll come up and swipe at the bait, or they'll roll on it. Or when you get your bait close to the boat, you'll see about a big school of fish, maybe 10 or 15 of them, really good quality size fish, just not really willing to commit to the bait, but they're interested. Even a follow up with a Senko or a fluke on these fish, they're not interested. They just swim right past it. The top water just breaking that surface just really draws them up. They're willing to follow it. The bait I was throwing was the Tackle Kick Knocker at first. You know, it's a bait that I usually always throw. I never had any issues with it in the past. I usually just get bit on it all the time, but for this event, these fish were in a really weird mood, and I think that loud knock that this lure makes, I think that was kind of spooking the fish a little bit. You know, if you notice, it is a very high pitched knock. It's really loud. I think that kind of really turned them away from it. After they were swiping it a few times, and I can see them come up and turn on it, you know, I decided to make a change, and I changed to I believe this is a striking. I'm not too sure. I mean, it's not even mine. You know, if you guys seen some of my previous video, I fish with Tim a lot. You know, he left it in my truck when we went striper fishing, so I just kept it. So, but yeah, I just threw it in the box. You know, this is the only event I took it out to. I threw it in the box. I changed the hooks on it. He had some really old rusted hooks on it, so I just put some EWGs on it. And I think it's a Strike King. I'm not sure. You guys tell me what it is, but yeah, it's a little smaller, but I think and of course the color is different, but what I think what made the difference was the sound that it creates, right? It's a little bit more, it has more rattles. and the knock is a little bit more muffled. It's not really that intense knock. So I think that's really what was the key to getting more bites for me, was changing the bait to something that's a little bit more subtle. And I think that really got the bites for me, and it did catch me a 20-inch fish, which tied with the tournament big fish. The angler that caught that tournament big fish, he had caught it before I did, so it's based on the time that was submitted. But congrats to him on that big 20-incher. But yeah, we ended up catching pretty much all the fish except for our bed fish on it. Pretty nice little bait. Definitely need to grab a few more. Gotta figure out what brand it is. But you know, with the bite, you know, the bite was tough all morning long. Once the wind started to blow into the back of the pockets, you know, they set these fish up, because I fished in there and I caught 2 keepers in that cut. And then at the end of the day, you know, I noticed the wind was starting to really pick up, so I made to run back into that pocket where the wind was pushing hard on those banks. And I had a really good feeling that those fish were gonna turn on. You know, they were just blowing up, and we started catching a lot of keepers, starting to calling up, and it sucks that we had to leave them biting. You know, they were just really starting to turn on right there, and we were slowly upgrading. The fish that we were catching were the small ones out of the group, because with the water being so clear, you can visually see all the fish that come up and wake on it, or all the fish that fall in the back of the boat. And when you do hook it to one, you're reeling the fish in, you see the bigger ones right behind it. It was just insane. It was pretty fun to watch. But yeah, that's the thing about making these long runs. You know, you gotta sacrifice a lot of time. So it was an hour, 30-minute run back. Had to cut our fishing time short. Sucks to leave them biting. You know, they were just really starting to chew right there. But you know, that's tournament fishing, right? Sometimes you gotta take those risks, make these long runs. Ended up finishing in 11th place out of 99 anglers. You know, I'll take that. You know, I had a rough day. You know, I don't think I scored a fish until like 11 o'clock or something like that. It was rough for me. So I had a good time. Anytime you're going out and catching topwater fish, it's always fun. That's gonna be it for Lake Don Pedro. Our next tournament is probably gonna be Lake McClure. I'm not too sure. I had to double check, but I think that's what it was. But once again, guys, thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys on the next one.